What's up, otakus? A little bittersweet. Um, I think this is going to be the final haul video of the summer. We've got one unboxing left. An unboxing that's coming probably by Friday. So I think that's not really a haul video. It's more like an unboxing. What it is it's claim sale results. And I mean, it technically counts as like part of the summer haul. So, but it's definitely not like where I go out and it's like an Young book and I'm hunting and stuff like that. So that will probably be the actual final haul video for the summer, and it's going to be our biggest book in the collection. Please stay tuned for that. Again, I think it's going to be here by either Thursday or Friday. You don't want to miss that book. I already shared what the book is in a previous video. If you're curious, you can watch the previous video. All right. But yeah, we're going to reveal that one. That will be probably be our final, like, I'm sure I'll do one last kind of like, I've got about, I'm actually in the minus in terms of credit, but I've got some cash in my wallet. Which does it cover I think I'm way over budget at the moment. No, yeah. So what I have in my wallet covers the credit imbalance in my account. So I'm about dead even right now. I've got like zero budget. Actually, no, I'm over it because I just got more books at half price books. So, okay, let's outline what this video is going to be about. I went to, as you know, West Coast City Comic Con up in Vancouver, BC. It's a one-day event. Pretty much, it's like they're marketing themselves as a comic convention. They had a nice, cosplay contest. They had a nice eclectic range of stuff. Like everybody had, there were toys, video games, collectible cards. They had an artist alley where you could get like original artwork. And of course, Alex B was there with her artist friend, and they were both manning a table, selling prints, taking commissions, and just basically selling a lot of really cool art. And so, we drove there early morning. I got there around 9. So I had some time to kill. It started at 11. I got some breakfast, and then I just walked that area. There was a nice little area with a park and some businesses, and I just took a nice walk. Actually, like I shouldn't have taken that walk because I am so sore. I'd been standing all day during that con, and we walked a lot prior to the con, and then during the con, of course, I was pretty much on my feet the entire time. I mean, I spent my last penny, my last dollar, right toward the end of the con, like 15 minutes before the con would be done. I was still buying books. So yeah, we're gonna get to that. But then, okay, today I was just kind of resting up. As you know, I took today off because I knew it'd just be like I am sore right now. I'm very sore from yesterday and driving all day. I was exhausted. I got back around midnight last night, took a shower, went right to bed, and then I got up this morning because I have this crazy thing where my internal alarm clock will just wake me up. But then after like doing some preliminary work, even though it was my day off, I did some work, and then I just took a nap, like about a 3-hour nap. And then after the nap, I hit up Half Price Books just because I knew they would have refreshed a lot of the stuff. And man, did they filled the bins to the brim. So I think Dave might have hit it already and maybe took a lot of the stuff. He wasn't there today when I was there, but he did. There was a lot of good stuff, and especially the stuff I like was there. So we are going to go through the half price books haul first. This is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books. 8 books for $11 that we picked up. That's including tax. And yeah, we picked up ones on our Jim Lee want list and just a lot of goodness here. So I'm just going to just kind of start. I'm going to put the Jim Lee books toward the back. We'll do it this way. All right. So the first book we picked up, they had these cool, like they had a whole series of ROM books. And I think this is the final ROM issue. It's also a key because 2 of the Space Knights die in this issue. So ROM 75, we picked it up for $2. The grade's like a VF copy. Doesn't really need a press, just got some spine ticks. Key book, $10 book for $2. Happy to pick that up. This one has a spine issue and a little bit of a roll, but corners are sharp, no creasing. It's a solid VF plus copy. And we got maybe near mint even. It's a near mint copy of X-Men 24. We've been looking for this. I had an opportunity to buy it for $8. I passed on it, and then it sold at Russ's. And I know Dave picked one up. I saw him pick it up for half price at Half Price Books. But then another one was there today, and so we got this for what, 63 cents or whatever. Just an iconic cover. And this is not their first kiss. This is just their, I guess, first cover kiss or whatever you want to call it. And their first kiss would come after that issue. So it's one of those weird situations. All right. We also picked up a 30th anniversary of Spawn #1 blank cover sketch cover. Pretty cool. Spawn #1. So it's like a reprint, 30th anniversary reprint with a blank sketch. I picked this up at half a cover, not 25 cents. I just put it in the back of board. So what is that? We picked it up for $1.50. Not bad. This one is one I've been meaning to add. It's one of the ones I don't have in the run. And I think it's like probably the best cover of this run. Legends #6. We picked it up for $2, but it's got like a spot. You see the spine there? It like got kind of nicked and kind of ripped, and then the corner is like crunched in the bottom there. So again, a future probably pressing project. This isn't worth much. I just wanted to cross it off the list. I never really run into it. And for $2, it's just to add it. I'm sure I'm going to pick up a nicer newsstand edition down the road. But yeah, this one's been eluding me for a while. And even with the issues, I just wanted to get it for $2. So got that for $2. This one is, I'm going to save this for, yeah. Okay. So this next one is, we got it for half a cover. So $2.50. And that's a second copy of Secret Wars #2. And this is a really clean copy. Got 2 copies now. This is the first appearance of God Emperor of Doom. So God Emperor of Doom, I think in all likelihood we'll see him in Secret Wars or some form of him. And this is just a cool cover, right? Cool Alex Ross cover there. So yeah, didn't mind paying $2.50 for another key issue. So got 2 of that. This was incredible, and it's in great shape. I would say it's a solid fine plus copy, maybe like even a VF minus copy. It needs a press, but I'm saying with a press, it would look beautiful. It's just got a couple spine ticks. The corners are little rounded, not as sharp, but all in all, definitely, um, definitely in the VF range. So we picked up Alpha Flight #1 today at Half Price Books for half of cover. It was 50 cents. As you know, this is the first solo series for Alpha Flight. It makes sense they'll eventually get to Alpha Flight at some point. But what's interesting is, I was in Canada and I ran across the Canadian variant of this book. It's a $1.25 variant, and it was in a newsstand. And I don't know why I didn't pick it up. I think I was like maybe running out of money or whatever the issue was. I just left it there. And now I'm really regretting it because, yeah, I mean, we kind of set out to pick that book up and I did run across it. And I don't know why, but I just left it there. And now I'm just feeling bad about it. But it is what it is. I'm not going to dwell on it too much. But having the Canadian variant, I think they had it for $10 too. Like it was, and that's the thing about this Canadian show. You could negotiate and you could get the price lower. So we'll get into all of that soon. Okay. Next book we picked up. This was there for half a cover, 50 cents. As you know, it's Jim Lee's first cover art for Marvel. And this is just a solid, fine copy. Again, for 50 cents, you can't leave it there, especially with how clean it is. It's got its issues, but it's a pretty clean copy. So I think this is my fourth one of that. Okay, and this is one we so I added 3. You're going to see 3 Jim Lee books in this video. I mean, you're going to see, like, for example, this is a Jim Lee book, but it's technically I have it. You're going to see 3 ones that aren't on my list that have checked off the list. And now we're at 384 Jim Lee books. The count is at 384. We've added 3 from this haul. And this is the most recent. I just picked it up, and I've been looking for this for quite some time. I've been very lucky with Jim Lee want list books and just finding them for either 50 cents or half a cover. This was half a cover. So essentially $1. It's the newsstand copy, really clean copy of Captain America 383. Beautiful Jim Lee cover there. Ron Lim and Jim Lee. But it's got Jim Lee vibes all over it. And pick this one up for $1. So again, counts up to 384. We're going to show off the other Jim Lee books now. Now we're going to pivot to the Comic-Con haul. Okay. So that was a little half price books haul. I couldn't resist. I just couldn't resist. I just wanted to check it out, see what they had. Cause that's what keeps me going there. Just every now and then you might run into like $100 book for half a cover or something. So I'm definitely glad I went because that Jim Lee book alone made that trip worthwhile. All right. So yeah, that was what, 8 books for $11. Pretty standard stuff. But I've got to say, this comic show, I kind of went on previous videos saying, man, this show doesn't look that good. Therefore, I'm not going to take a lot of money. And I kind of like tempered expectations. I was thinking, let's not hype ourselves up. This just looks like a pretty bland show, like local collectors, local sellers just selling their wares. Probably not a lot of good deals. Probably a lot of like conditional issues on the books if they are discount. And yeah, you had a good deal of that. But, oh man, there was one vendor, he had all my stuff. everything I was looking for. Another vendor had some really good stuff priced out, and I got some fantastic deals. Okay, so I think I covered this before, but basically, if there's a $25 book, let's say a book's in a key app or something for $25, the Canadians are not taking exchange rate into that. They put it at 25 Canadian dollars, okay? So what you automatically have is a discount. So for a dollar book in Canada, you are picking it up for roughly 75 cents. It's about a quarter of the price. All right. So we're already getting deals. Whatever they have priced out, you're already getting a 25% discount. And this is the beauty of going to Canada to get books. Again, not one person there thinks in terms of like, oh, this is US dollar value, so I've got to change it to Canadian rates and sell it. No, like that $10 Alpha Flight book, that's a $7, $7.50 book automatically just from exchange rate. So from my perspective, like everything I'm looking at, I am getting a discount. And now I'm looking at only taking $300 as a mistake. I should have just taken the whole farm. I'm glad I didn't though, because I wouldn't have gotten my Neil Adams book. Whoops. Okay, there. Anyway, that's what we're gonna get to on Friday. But yeah, I could have taken more money. That's kind of my whole point. And the other thing is, I didn't have to take cash necessarily. Every vendor had, like electronic payment options. So I literally could have gone there with my credit card, and they don't charge tax. Everything's like the tax is built into the price. So whether you pay cash or whether you pay by card, it's going to be the same amount. So let me preface a little bit of here. I told you I exchanged $300 because the exchange rate was horrible. We got $380. I actually lost $20 of actual exchange rate value. I should have gotten $400 for the Canadian dollars, but I only got $380. Now, when I go over the prices of these in this haul, I'll go over what I paid in Canadian dollars and what that translates to in US dollars. I did a lot of sort of, I've got it all up here, charted out. So I actually spent in US dollars about $352. Okay. But if you calculate it in what we spent in Canadian dollars, it translates to 323 of actual US dollar value. So it makes sense. 323 is, again, the actual value in the US books. But because I changed my money and had to pay that fee, it's an additional $20. So it works out to, again, my estimate, $352 that we actually spent. 20 of that is, again, that exchange rate fee. And I just don't want to think about it. But the actual value in US dollars of the books I got, $323. In terms of Canadian dollar value, that's about $449. $450. Yeah, $450. I said 452. Should be, no, sorry. Yeah, $450. 352 is what, in terms of US dollars, went into this Canadian haul. I hope that makes sense, okay? Just think, I exchanged $300. I should have gotten $400, but I got $380, and $380 plus I also spent $70 with my card. We spent a total of $450, which when you translate it back to US dollars is about 323 based off the web, today's web exchange rate. So I'm already prepping it for, we picked up a great discount. Imagine if you spent if you brought to the counter $450 worth of books, okay, and the guy said, yeah, just give me 320. That's essentially is what happened here, okay? I purchased $450 worth of books, and just from the exchange rate alone, we saved about $120. Okay, wrap your head around that, and the advantages of going to Canada. Maybe even like, yeah, it's gas, right? Full tank of gas for me would cost $35 maybe. Still a great value. Okay, the admission. So that $450 we spent in Canadian dollars includes $12 for admission. $12 Canadian is about $9 US. So it was a $9 admission. Glad to pay it. Well worth the money spent. All right, let's get into it. Are you ready? Because I'm going to just give you a preview. So there's a case here we want to show off. And these are all the books we picked up. We picked up 40 books and spent 450 Canadian dollars. And we're going to break down what I spent. A lot of the value came from kind of bundling stuff, you know, like, and in fact, I'm going to kind of show them in terms of bundles as we go along. All right. The one thing I promised I would do, I said when I got to the show, I do a live stream with Alex and all that. We didn't really get an opportunity to do that because I got there and I just got right into the hunt of it, and my mind couldn't switch to like taking pictures and stuff with Alex. We had a fabulous time though afterwards. She was busy, you know, doing her thing, and I was busy doing my thing. But afterwards we went and had Japanese to a really nice Japanese restaurant in the area. And yeah, her partner paid for the meal at the end. And so I was really grateful for them just spending time. We just had a great time getting to know each other. And yeah, hopefully I get another opportunity to head up there and hang out with them. Or if they come down here, I'll definitely want to try and meet up with them. They are coming down to Seattle, I think, in October. Yeah, they're coming here in October. So I told them, yeah, let me know when you're down. I'll do my best to come hang out with you guys. All right. So she worked on a commission, and I teased it. Basically, I teased it for the longest time as Love Triangle. And I did reveal what the book was, but we're just going to show it off here now. We have Wonder Woman #1 cover sketch variant. And look at that. She did such a fabulous job. So this is wraparound. So you got Wonder Woman looking really, really fine with her lasso. And then this is the internet meme. This is the internet meme cover sketch. So you know the famous meme. She passes by and he's like, "Oh, hello." And she added some dialogue there. "Clark, are you serious?" Uh-huh. So yeah, just a nice love triangle moment between Diana, Lois, and Clark. That is just, I mean, this is just gonna remind me of what happened this summer. Really, this Canadian show was like the highlight of the summer in a lot of ways, because we picked up so many good books. I got to spend time with Alex and her friends up there. And I had a blast. It was an eventful, fun-filled, packed day full of just, you know, new experiences and great friendship. So thank you, Alex. This is now just going into my collection, and I will enjoy it forever. Thank you so much for your hard work on this. All right. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, we're just going to now dive into the haul. And I'm just going to start. There's so many. It's not in any particular order here. I'm just trying to like, yeah, I mean, we'll kind of go through and I'll share what I paid for it. And I think I should put it in a little bit of an order. Hang on. Just give me one little second here. So yeah, it was, the con was packed. And I was talking to the vendors. They're like, it's definitely more people this year than last. And they were just saying like how they're surprised with the local reaction or the local response. A lot of kids, lots of families, but just a great response from the community. And I actually really enjoyed that show. I was, pleasantly surprised by, again, all the value that we picked up at this show. And so that's the thing. That's the main takeaway I think I will have moving forward. All right. I think we're good. I'm just going to, I guess, share this book a little later. Thought I had the Wonder Woman stuff. Oh, okay. So all back here. All right. We'll put it right here. All right. So let's get the show started. All right. So we have here, Batman Superman #9. Just a cool Michael Turner cover and interior work. We paid $1 for this. Paid $1 for that. Okay, so kind of starting off, giving you a sense. Yeah, not the most insane pickup. This one is a little bit. Now I got rid of this book. I sold it, and then I immediately regretted it because it has a lot of key moments in here. I think it's the death of Kilowog and death of Sinestro. So it's a big book. Green Lantern, I think volume 3, number 50. And we got this for $1. This was also $1. So yeah, again, Canadian dollars. So 75 cents, 75 cents. Just keep that in mind. And whenever I say I got this for X amount of dollars, I got it for X amount of Canadian dollars. So again, I'll do the math for you. These are both 74 cents. Okay, both 74 cents that we paid. All right. Pick this one up for $1. I always wanted to get the first issue of the Dan Mora run on World's Finest. Got this for $1. Again, Canadian dollar, 74 cents. Happy with that. It's not a key, but should be in the future. This is a variant of Justice League Volume 2, number 12 that we did not have. But now we do. This was also 74 cents or a Canadian dollar. This is a variant cover for 12. Cool Aquaman cover there by Jim Lee. Beautiful Jim Lee artwork. All right, so this next one we picked up. There was a vendor there. We actually purchased from him twice. But I got like a stack of books here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got a stack of 6 books here. The red stickers were $3 each. Yeah, these red stickers here, $3 each. And these were $1 each. I asked him to give me these for $2 a pop. So 6 plus for 10. I got these for this little stack here for 10 Canadian dollars. Again, around $7.40. I don't know what that, again, $2. So 2 Canadian dollars, world's finest, 300. Key issue, really excellent condition. We got Fantastic Four newsstand, $2.63. This is one we didn't have. Now we have it. We got this for $2 or $1.48, roughly, US, 2 Canadian dollars. This was really cool. And Russ at Mill Geek has this in his shop for $8, but it has a corner crease, which is why I didn't pick it up. I definitely wanted the book, but I was just thinking, Unmyung, right? I'll just wait, be patient. Well, Unmyung reared its beautiful head in Canada. We got Superman 3, the official adaptation of the movie. We got this great Superman 3 movie art, the photo cover, Christopher Reeve. And for those of you who watch this is where he's like metaphorically fighting himself, like Clark Kent versus Kal-El, but he's the evil like Kal-El, and then they're fighting, and as the more he uses his strength, the more the Clark character gains that strength. Because and then this sort of shift happens where the good Superman, gets all the powers back, and the bad Superman just disappears. He kills him and disappears. Now, I told you I had I think when this movie came out, I must have been in like, I want to say 6th grade. Okay. 5th or 6th grade, somewhere around there. And well, let's do a quick check here, because I saw it in the theaters. And mind you, when I saw Superman 1 in the theaters, I did not see Superman 2 in the theaters, unfortunately. But I did see Superman 3 in the theaters. Oh, 83. So I was really young. 83, this is for me 3rd grade. Okay, 3rd grade. So I was still rather young, and that explains. The first one was such an enjoyable time at the theater. And I just remember like coming out of the theater just so excited, like doing all the Superman stuff. This movie, though, it was a little bit like, Richard Pryor's in the movie and he's doing his Richard Pryor stuff. And as a kid, you're not there to like adult humor. All the Richard Pryor's humor was lost on a 3rd grade kid. Okay. And the story was rather just kind of like boring. I like almost the entire first half of the movie with like very little action, just a lot of dialogue and story. And then we get to the end, and this like robot kind of goes crazy and then grabs this scientist lady and turns her into this android. And that scene scared the bejesus out of me. I was like legitimately scared, like in the theater, watching this as a 3rd grade kid. And I just remember going home and like kind of like having nightmares and not being able to sleep and stuff, because that was kind of like a traumatic thing. Like this robot grabs her and she goes in these wires, and then all these like circuits stick to her face and she comes out this like robot. Anyway, it was like not a great movie. I just came out of that one being like, oh my gosh, this just was not a great movie, and really being disappointed with that rendition of Superman 3. But all in all, I still wanted this cover. I still love that scene where he's fighting himself. That was probably the best part of the movie, to be honest, like Superman versus Superman. And yeah, again, getting this for essentially 2 Canadian dollars or $1.50 absolute pristine condition here. And they just released the trailer for, you know, Superman, a documentary on Christopher Reeve. And I got to tell you, the trailer looks really good. That movie looks so inspiring and heartwarming. And, you know, I just love Christopher Reeve because he played my favorite hero on screen. And of course, we all remember the tragedy around his equestrian accident that left him paralyzed. But this movie focuses on sort of all of that leading up to that event, and then how that event changes him and his life dedicated to his foundation and helping those with paralysis. And it's a movie I definitely want to go watch in the theaters, because it's only in theaters, I think. But we'll have to see. There's just a lot going on. I just need to see if I have, you know, sort of the bandwidth to go and watch it by myself. But that's something we'll figure out. But it's not out yet. But when it comes out, we'll have to see. You know, obviously, I'd love to take Leo to go see it, but Leo's still too young to watch a documentary of that kind. So my wife's not going to enjoy it. She just doesn't enjoy stuff like that. So we'll see. Maybe I'll go with somebody, like maybe Dave and I'll go catch it or something. We'll see. All right. The rest of these are dollar books. We picked up Bolin Flash 181. Just a fantastic Bolin cover there. $1. Another Bolin cover. Beautiful. We've got the other dollar book. I think I'm done with this. I think there's only one more book I have to get in the Byrne Action Comics run. Just one more, and we'll be done. But we picked up 2 copies. One on the newsstand. That's cool. And another direct, both a Canadian dollar, which with the exchange rate is 74 cents each. I love harping on that, because, you know, again, the Canadian discount plus our ability to talk down, right? These like $3 books, I was able to get it down to 2. And just, you know, again, that stack for $10 essentially. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books for $10. 10 Canadian bucks, which again, 7 books for essentially $7 or $7.50. Absolutely unreal. You're just going to hear me say Canadian dollars, US dollars, and then again, the negotiating factor. That's another thing I appreciate about this local show is the sellers were all there to haggle. They had their stuff priced, like they had it priced, right? So if you wanted to pay like close to book value for the condition of what it was, you could do that, or you could say, you know, would you take this and start a dialogue? Some guys would not come down in price. There was a Neil Adams Superman Wonder Woman variant cover. Now I am pretty positive I will run that into that in a dollar bin or somewhere someday. I'm going to run into it for like cover price or half a cover someday. I honestly think that. But this guy wanted he wanted 30 for the book. I was willing to pay 25. And he couldn't meet me at 25. So he had it priced as a $40 book. Again, yeah, he had it priced. Sorry. He had it priced as this $30 book. I asked him if he could do 20, and he said I could only go 25. So I just left the book there. 25 for that book is, Again, Canadian dollars, right? Maybe I should have done it, but I honestly believe I will run into that book at some point. So I didn't want to pay big money for it. The other thing, excuse me. The other thing, so again, we were going around, we were looking for Batman 251. We did the rounds. No one had Batman 251. And then we focused on like Golden Age Superman. No one had Golden Age Superman. Then we focused on Golden Age Wonder Woman. And a guy had Wonder Woman 25. I would put the grade at like a 3.540. He wanted 300. Sorry. Yeah, he wanted 275 for the book. And I was going to offer him 225, but I still wanted to do my rounds and see what people had. So I kind of had it there. He kept it to the side for me. And I said, I may be back for this. Again, 225 Canadian dollars on a Golden Age Wonder Woman book that was in absolutely, the pages were still supple, not brittle, complete, staples still attached. It looked beautiful. No sign of restoration. It was just tan as all heck, but paper quality was very good. And it looked like he would have come down on the price. Again, he had it for like 275. And that would have been my entire, I had $380, but that would have been just like wiped out my budget. So I definitely didn't want to make a, hasty decision, and I kept looking around, which was good. So we didn't get that book. Long story short, we did not get Wonder Woman 25, the Golden Age book. We were close, but again, it wasn't specifically on my list. It was kind of like a vague, let's pick up if we find a nice Golden Age Wonder Woman book, maybe we'll pick it up. Same thing with Superman. And we did check. But again, I didn't pick it up, but we were thinking about it. All right. Continuing on with the haul. I'm going to save this vendor for last. All right, well, let's get into, again, I was able to kind of bundle stuff up and get them. And I think we paid, what do we pay for these? We essentially paid, I think, $2 Canadian for all of these after the bundled, right? Wonder Woman 292. What do we pay for this one? Sorry, what is this at? 292. Yeah. So all of these books here, this stack here, we paid $2 Canadian for this entire stack. And boy, were we able to knock out a lot of good stuff from our runs. So this is these are Wonder Woman books that we picked up. Again, $2 Canadian, which would translate to $1.48 US per book. $1.48, $2 Canadian. And again, we bundled them, so we got them for $2, essentially a discount. So again, these are like pretty much $1.50 per book, US dollars, $2 Canadian. $2 Canadian here. Money well spent on Wonder Woman 292. Ross Andrew goodness right there. Love this trade dress too. That 80s trade dress. Great pickup there. Also $2 or $2 Canadian or $1.48 US. This is a key issue from the run, number 12. Beautiful cover, George Perez cover. Boom. Wonder Woman 79, again for $1.50 for about the ball and run stuff. Man, that is just can't beat that. $2 Canadian, $1.50 US. This one, oh man, it's just so good. Wonder Woman 68. Again, $2 Canadian, $1.50 US. The value on this, you guys are seeing it, right? And these are all like VF Plus to near mint copies. This is Wonder Woman 32, another key issue. And just beautiful Perez cover. Again, $2 Canadian, $1.50 US. This one, I couldn't believe it. I mean, this is like a $10 book. And it's a near mint copy that we got. Well, it needs a little bit of a press, but beautiful. Wonder Woman 19. Awesome bondage cover there. Wonder Woman bondage cover. $2, $2 Canadian, $1.50 for that. I know you guys are lapping this up. Wolverine 46. $2 Canadian, $1.50 US. Wolverine 23, really clean copy on this one. I mean, you can see how clean it is on the black. $2 Canadian for a classic John Byrne Wolverine cover. $1.50 US. I keep saying it. Get that Canadian discount, man. Can't. This is the haul of the year, I think. This is the haul of the year for sure. And then this Mark Silvestri cover. What more can I say? I mean, you talk about. I love that the crucifixion covers putting Mark Silvestri, you know, his work on on focus for a lot of the younger kids. But yeah, I mean, this Wolverine run needs more love and attention. His run on Wolverine absolutely stellar. Look at that. That amazing cover. $2 Canadian, $1.50 US. So yeah, I mean, we are hitting it left and right out of the park. We're not even to the big books yet, okay? We're not even to the big books. We just got through all the sort of the chump change, $1 bin, $2 bin, $3 bin books that we discounted or tried to get cheaper and did. Great value there. All right, now we're going to shift to the bigger books. And the first thing I want to show is, I think these are all kind of bundled together. Yeah, okay. So this one I definitely want to show off a little later. All right. Doom was the talk of the town at this show. People are buying Doom books left and right. The sellers had the Doom stuff out too, but it was definitely like, you could tell collectors are going around looking for Doom stuff. And the only Doom thing that I really was on the hunt for was Uncanny X-Men 145. And this is a $25 book. Okay. The guy had it for 25 and I talked him down to 20. So I got this book, newsstand. It's a VF Plus. Yeah, it's a VF Plus. I wouldn't put it higher than that. It's a beautiful copy, newsstand. We got it for 20 Canadian, which is where is it here? 20 Canadian is $14.80. Picked it up for under $15. So yeah, I figure for $15 US dollars, we didn't want to leave that there. Again, condition is just fantastic on this one. Classic Dave Cockrum cover. Probably just one of the dopest Doom covers. Yeah, it's homaging. What is it homaging? It's homaging. It's homaging like a Silver Age Kirby. I think Kirby art. I'll have to look that up. But anyway, this one kind of is a classic in and of itself. Oh, it's sorry, this yeah, it's homaging something. I just have to look it up. But anyway, I figured this was a great pickup just for that fact alone. All right, so yeah, we picked up a Doom book. Now, this haul of, what is it? One, two, three, 4, 5, and then there's one more. Where did I put it? We picked up 6 books. Here it is. So I'll just introduce the books, okay? And they're kind of priced as is, right? So we have, that's not one of the books. We have Daredevil 189, $8. Wonder Woman 298, $12. Judge Dredd #1, $20. This is an awesome one. Supervillain Team Up, Doom and Magneto, their first meetup or their first battle. John Byrne cover there. Avengers bowing down. I mean, this is from 1977. Early, Byrne artwork. Again, Bronze Age 30-cent goodness there. And Doom, this is another Doom book, man, that we were very happy. $9. The Nom #1 newsstand, 15. And this is the big one. The New Mutants Annual #2, first appearance of Betsy Braddock, aka Psylocke. All right. So again, you total up these 7 books? 40, 15, 9, or we'll say 10. So what is that? 55, 65, 85. What was this? 85 and then 20. So $105 worth of Canadian dollar value here. 105. We asked the guy to come down. He came down to 70. Okay, so 105, he had it priced. He gave me basically a 30% discount. So this stack for 70. I did the math for you, and we're going to go over what we paid. So this Wonder Woman here, at that discount, we paid $8 Canadian, or about $6 US. Classic Frank Miller cover, newsstand. Again, pretty decent condition. It looks absolutely fabulous. You know, this is the one we've been wanting to bring back. The only downside is not a newsstand, but I mean, I'll take it. That's just incredible cover art by Frank Miller, Klaus Janson. Again, he had it at 8. We got it again, that 30% discount. So what do we end up paying for this bad boy? $5 Canadian, or $3.70 for this beauty right here. And again, just absolutely phenomenal stuff. Judge Dredd, we paid 15 Canadian, or about $11 US for this one. Really decent copy. I put in the VF range. I don't see much wrong with the book. There's a little bit of a issue there at the top. Yeah, I'd put in the fine range then. Really decent. But yeah, this is one we've been wanting to add, right? You guys know me, the Judge Dredd. Finally got the #1 issue. Again, about $11 we paid for that one. This one, super villain team up, $5 Canadian, $3.70 for this one. $3.70 for that dope ass Doom cover. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was like, we're so happy when we found that one. All right. The Nom. This one, you know, I've always wanted the Nom #1. And it's a great Michael Golden cover here. Just very sort of symbolic of what this issue was about. And newsstand, really clean copy. Again, he had it at 15 with a discount. We got it at 10 Canadian dollars, which is about $7.40 US for the Nom #1, really clean copy newsstand. Oh man. All right, and then of course the big buck here. We got this for 27 Canadian, which is under $20, about $20 US. And they're not joking when they say VF. It's a VF copy. You press this out, I mean, we're talking like potentially, you know, near mint. Well, no, it's got a little bit of a corner. Like, that's what's keeping it from near mint, probably that little corner right there. But other than that, it's a fabulous book. Again, I didn't think I was going to get, because it's $100 book. Okay, I just picked it up for 20. It's a decent grade. So I mean, on most days this might be like the book of the haul, but no, this is just a great value that we picked up on this. And again, it's a key first issue. I love Psylocke, so this just marries that love with the first issue. So awesome. Yeah, we really liked this vendor. So, a lot of this stack here that I showed off that we got for 10, this is from the same vendor. This was his priced out stuff. And so, yeah, about 105 sticker price. We got it down to 70. And I paid that 70 with my card because I didn't have enough cash at that point. And I wasn't gonna miss out on these books. So we paid with card. And so we actually ended up spending more than what we initially took up, which is fine. Luckily we had the budget. So, yeah, great pickups right there. Great pickups. All right. Fun continues. We're about halfway done now. Now we're getting to the big books. Now we're getting the big books. All right. So, let's see here. How do I want to do this? I think I had it. I had it like this. Okay. I am going to, so to start off the big books, I am going to talk about the book that you guys are all going to be like, no way, and wowed by. And I think it's every collector's dream to get a book in this manner. So there was a bin there that was priced, and they were doing 50% off, 50% off everything in the bin. And so, of course, we dug there. A lot of modern books. It was just mostly modern, a lot of variants, a lot of modern keys and whatnot, I'm sure there. They didn't have too much older stuff, but of course we went in there digging for Wonder Woman. We went in there digging for like X-Men and whatnot. But we did find some stuff, and we found one book in particular, and we'll get to that. And I had a nice little conversation with the guy that put the book there. And so, again, this was maybe well into the con, maybe 3-4 hours into the con. But we found this book, newsstand copy. This is an X-Men issue that we didn't initially add it because I didn't realize it was a Jim Lee book. I didn't think it was a Jim Lee book. I thought it was a Will Spertasio book for the long time. But no, it's a Jim Lee book. He did the interiors, he did the cover art. So eventually I wanted this, but it kept eluding us. This is also the third appearance of Gambit, right? But we picked it up for $5. Nice, clean copy. 5 Canadian dollars, which, what is that? 5 Canadian dollars is $3.70. Picked it up for $3.70, which is kind of crazy if you think about it, right? Kind of crazy on a newsstand of a dark cover book like this that really looks fantastic. Okay. So yeah, 5. We picked up this one. Nothing special on this one. This is just a newsstand copy of Byrne Fantastic Four. This is something we didn't have in the collection. Just a great, great Human Torch cover there. Half a cover, or half of the sticker price, we got for $3 Canadian dollars. Was the going rate. Okay, $3 Canadian dollars was the going rate. And then I found this book. Tale of the Teen Titans. What is this one? It's a key one. It's what is it? 44. First appearance of Nightwing. Origin of Jericho and Deathstroke. Huge key. It's about $100 book. We got for, now get this. So not only did I pull this little stack here, okay, so $11, right? $11 Canadian dollars. Got the guy to drop it $1. I said, I'll give you 10. So we picked this up for $10. $10. And the guy was like, I was wondering when someone was going to pick this up. Like, he basically was like, you know how you have like this book, it's gonna go at this price, right? Can't stay in there, or you got just a bunch of dummies running around the con. Now, there are issues with the book. This is not a near mint copy. It's got a couple color breaking spine ticks. It's got some what do you call it? Like finger bends on the edge of the top book. And there's some humidity exposure. So you got like a stiff book. Okay. But there are no stains. Okay. Just a little humidity stiffness. But all in all, again, a fine copy here that we're looking at. Nothing crazy in terms of the damage. And again, with the press, man, is this book going to look absolutely fantastic. So, I mean, this technically, just on that principle alone, the fact that we picked it up for $2.50 Canadian cents, which translates to $1, like $1.85 US for this book. $1.85 for this book in a fine condition that would drastically improve with the press. Newsstand copy. And now I have this entire set. I didn't even like have this on my radar this year, but the Unmyung forces said, you're going to have this entire Judas contract set. And man, I picked this up cheaper than my, like the non-key ones at half price books. Got those for $2. This is $1.85. Better condition than the other two copies. Oh man, this is just a phenomenal pickup. $1.80, $1.85 US for Tales of Teen Titans number 44, first appearance of Nightwing. All right, now we're gonna get into big books. Was that wet your whistle a little bit? All right, we just got a bunch of the Otaku slabs to show off. I have clear backing boards and about 100 sort of Mylar quality bags coming. So 100 clear backing boards, 100 bags. We're just gonna kind of put a lot of this goodness in those bags, and just have the collection looking really sharp and pristine and presentable, and in these top loaders, kind of so you can enjoy the front and back and just have a clear view of everything. All right, so we're getting to that. All right, so again, I picked most of this stuff off of one vendor. He just had all the stuff I wanted. And, he didn't give me as good, like, the guy gave me a 30% discount on top of the Canadian discount. This guy was a little bit harder, but we did get him down. But it wasn't as like, I think we probably got, I want to say we got like maybe 20% discount on all the stuff when it was said and done. But man, did he have a lot of good stuff. He was the best vendor there. If you watch the video where I'm watching from last year's con, he's the guy with like, we have Canadian comics, like Canadian variant comics. And he had one of the biggest tables there. And then he asked me if I'm going to the big show there in October. Apparently, like, there's going to be 700 vendors. It's a huge venue. He's like, are you going to come up for that? And I'm like, I may just for the Canadian discount. I may just, because, I still have paychecks coming. I do have money. And my wife is like, yeah, I'll go up to Canada and come down, like, gives me the green light to go. I would love to go to that event and just spend another 300 whatever dollars we have there. And I'm sure that guy will bring more goodness again. But anyway, yeah, we got a lot of stuff from him. So I'm going to just kind of take out the stuff that's not his first, and we'll show that off first. Yeah, that's good. So out of all these, like, sort of the bigger books, one we got from this, I got from the guy who would not budge on the Neil Adams Wonder Woman book, but he did come down for this one, ironically. So I didn't get why he couldn't give me the other one at a similar discount. This was priced at 40 Canadian. I got it down to 25. He agreed to sell it for 25. Really nice condition. I think he got the grading right on the fine condition. It's a little bit of a like corner wear on that lower part. You see that? You got some spine ticks, but all in all, very, very nice, clean presenting book. I'll try to get in the light so you can see it. There you go. There you go. So yeah, Superman 196. We were just talking about the movie where Superman's fighting himself, right? Gotta love these covers, just beating on each other with with like a rail and a sledgehammer there, I guess near the railway. How awesome is that? Silver Age classic for 25 Canadian, which translates to 1850. Got this for a whopping 1850 US. All right. So these are all from that one vendor, and the majority of this stuff, this was all stuff that I picked out in a pile. And he had this weird tiered system where if you picked any 3 of the priced out books, you would get one free. 3 books, a 4th free. If you got 7 books, you would get 3 free. So essentially, if you picked out 7 books, you could pick out 3 additional. So you get 10 for the price of whatever the highest 7 books you picked out are. Now I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I didn't want to get 3 more books. I just wanted to get a good deal on this 7. Maybe I should have gotten the 3 more books, because I'm sure I could have picked up. Yeah, I should have done that. I'm looking at it now and I realized that was not smart on my part. Oh, well, it is what it is. I still got a fantastic deal on this stack. So what we did was we picked up, so this entire stack, let's see, 15, 25, 25. What do we have here? Let's do this one. 50, 60, 110. Oh, we got to do this smarter. 50, 100, 195, and what is that? 30, 40, 135. Sorry, 235. So this was a stack for 235 Canadian dollars. We got the guy down to 220. And now I'm realizing I should have paid the 235 and picked up 3 more books. Victim of my own. I'm just realizing it now. Like, I could have picked up 3 more books for that. And he had a lot of great stuff. So anyway, not going to cry about it now, but yeah, we were able to get this down, not a lot, to 220. And he agreed to that. So yeah, let's go over this. So based on all that recalibration, some of these, I only, it's like we're talking about 235 down to 220. So it's like a $15 discount we got. So I only applied it to certain books. So, like for this one, this will stay 15. 15 Canadian that we picked up for $11 US. And it's the John Byrne Galactus cover, of course, in the newsstand. The big book in the run. This is the big book in the run. Got it for $11. And man, really nice copy. Yeah, solid VF plus copy. Boom. Got this one. We'll say we got this for 20. Yeah, I think 3 $25 books. So if you take $5 off each of them, that would make up the $15 difference. So 20 on this one, again, about $14.80 or $15 US. This is real clean too, real clean copy there. Paid $35 for this one. Which is, what is that? Let me just do the math here. Is $25.90 US. $25.90 US. He had all the Bull and Wonder Woman stuff. What am I gonna do? Just leave it there? No, I had to like bundle it. We found it. 60. Paid 60 for this one. Which translates to about $44.40 US. So $44 for like a near mint copy of 72 is like, I mean, you'd be hard pressed to get this online in this condition under 60. Absolutely love the condition of this one. Such a beautiful book. So again, paid 60 Canadian or $44.40 US. This one, so yeah, we picked this one up for 20 Canadian, which is like, about $15 US. This is just one of those cover buys. It's in fabulous condition. First off, it does not have the 3D glasses, which is why we got it at the price we got it. But yeah, as you can see, it's just gorgeous condition here. But yeah, I mean, I looked into her eyes and I told her, "You're coming home with me." And she agreed. So yeah, again, like 15 US, not even 15 US dollars for that one. Dave Stevens, classic Dave Stevens cover. I mean, this is, oh man, that's just so good. Just so good. All right, paid 20 for this one. This is this here on the cover here. That's a reprint of Superman. What is it? 76. It's technically the origin of Superman and Batman's first meeting, or it's the telling of their first meeting. It's also their first cover appearance there. And that is a big book. I mean, that's obviously a book everybody wants in their collection. Like the first time they are on a cover together and the first time they technically, meet and become friends. Because they are established sort of as friends, right? And then, they go back and kind of explain how they became friends because they didn't do that initially. But these just reprint a bunch of great, it's 80-page giant, reprints like 4 like Golden Age and Silver Age like key issues from the World's Finest Run, or I should say key issues where they're together and doing something together. But yeah, I mean, obviously we can't afford that big book, but we'll take the reprint and a Neil Adams cover instead. 20 Canadian dollars $14.80 US. So I picked this one up. Really decent copy. I mean, look at the spine. The spine will tell you everything of the condition of this book. The spine's still there. The spine is not ratty or shoddy at all. No creasing, just a couple little bends, creases along the edges there. You can probably see them right there. But everything else looks fantastic. So very happy with this pickup. 20 Canadian, $14.80 US. Just going to keep harping on that Canadian discount. Okay. Boom. And our second to the last book, we're going to get to the book of the haul. I'm going to get to the book of the haul. All right. This is was on our want list. I think I went over it when we were going over the lists. And it's a beautiful book. We picked up. So a guy had this book there for right around the same price. He had it there for $50. I tried to he had it there for $60. I tried to get down to like 45. He wouldn't budge. He said the lowest he could do was 55. And so I debated, but it was a newsstand issue too. I debated, but I figured he was kind of being a dick about it, like not coming down and stuff. So I didn't buy anything from that guy. He had a lot of stuff there that I wanted, but I just, I didn't sense I was going to get a discount. And the ironic thing was, 20 minutes before the show ended, he announced that his table was 50% off of everything, in the bins, not on the wall. This book was a wall book, but 50% off the bin stuff. And that by that point I was tapped out, right? I didn't have money to go spend there. So it was dumb. At 20 minutes left to go. I mean, I guess people are still shopping and doing stuff, but the majority of the collectors were in and out, all the guys I was waiting in line with, they were gone by 2-3. I didn't get the strategy. Obviously, when you just want to sell some books and give people discounts, why didn't you do that earlier, right? Price it out half off, do it closer to the middle rather than the end. But it is what it is. Obviously, they just got desperate toward the end. But this seller that we had, again, he's the best. He was selling this for $50. So again, with this, I got the 7 and got a little bit of a discount on it. Didn't mind paying it. We paid 50 Canadian, which is about 37 US dollars. And the White Queen is now mine. Beautiful copy. It's a beautiful copy. Oh, all right. We've come to the moment at hand. The book. Really, this is the haul of the summer. And this book is a book I've been meaning to add. As soon as we got back into collecting, this has been on my radar since day one. And we got pretty much the nicest kind of copy you could get. I would put the grade here at a solid VF copy. Yeah, solid VF. It needs a little bit of a press, but not really. There's nothing. You could probably make some of these spine ticks look a little better. There's a couple that are there that I'll show you in the top. So we picked up Transformers #1, the Canadian newsstand price variant. I told you I'd come down with a Canadian book. But yeah, got the dollar Canadian price variant there, newsstand edition. Again, I would put this at a VF copy. There's a couple of spine ticks there at the top you see. I don't know if you can see through the camera. Thanks, Mike. This was such an enjoyable haul, man. The Canadian discount, I've been harping on that all. This book will nicely illustrate what that Canadian exchange rate gets you at a Canadian show. I recommend every US collector to put a big Canadian show on their list of places to go just for that Canadian exchange rate discount. But anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. So again, I bought a lot of stuff from the guy, right? And after I got this was pretty early on, this stack here from the guy. So I picked that up pretty early on, and I went hunting for some of the smaller stuff, right? Because we had money. And we were going through the budget and all that. And then I came back to dig at his spot, and then I noticed on his wall he had this up. And I did look at it, and I was down to my last $70. So I said, dude, I showed him my wallet. I'm like, you're literally taking my last dollar. And this is the last book I got. I'm like, I'll be done if you don't take my last 70, I'll go somewhere else and spend it. And he's like, all right, I'll do 70. So I got Transformers. Again, I would put this at a VF plus copy with a press, possibly even a near mint. I mean, the only issue is there's some color break there that's really noticeable, but just really minor spine ticks. A bit of a corner thing there. Again, pressing out might help. But yeah, it's a fabulous copy either way. High grade. Already a fabulous price, right? 95 Canadian dollars would translate to, what is it? I'm going to do the calculation here. $95 Canadian dollars would translate to about 71 US dollars. Oh, sorry, I did that wrong. It translates to 70 US dollars. Now, we got him to go down to 70 Canadian dollars. So he's giving us that discount, pretty much like a 25% discount on this book. We got this for 51 US dollars. A newsstand, high grade Canadian variant for 51 US dollars. Wrap your head around that. And this is why you got to go to these Canadian shows. You got the exchange rate discount. You're getting like a 25% across the board. This book, if it's, let's say it's $100, this is typically $150 book, right? At shows. Here in the US, $150. In Canada, same thing. They're not taking that $150, doing the exchange rate to calculate what it is in Canadian. They're giving it to you for $150 Canadian, which is a huge discount already when you bring it across the border and do the exchange rate. calculation. So 70 Canadian dollars is even a bargain, but when you do add the exchange rate, we picked this bad boy up for 51 bucks. Yeah. Across the board, that's the kind of discounts we were getting. This is we got this for 20 bucks, right? 15 US dollars for like a mid, a fine, maybe even a fine plus copy of World's Finest, 179. Come on. Absolutely insane the deals we were getting, right? Like this first Emma Frost with the Canadian exchange rate, 37 bucks. That's a VF copy right there. 37 on a classic burn, first Emma Frost cover. So obviously I came back very happy. This show was everything we, were hoping it would be. Better. We didn't pick up the Joker 251, but man, how long have we been wanting to add this one, right? How long? The whole period of this channel, going back early days of the pandemic when I first decided I was going to submit a book, some of my books to CGC and started, getting books again, getting back into comic books. To grab this huge issue, Bill Sienkiewicz cover, newsstand Canadian variant for essentially 50 US bucks, just feels like the haul of the century to me. So going back to what we spent 352 US dollars for everything I introduced here in the latter part of the video, not our half price books haul. 352 US dollars for everything I just showed you. Okay. Which is phenomenal value, man. This is the value book of the haul. Okay. In this current condition, again, it needs a press. Got to press out that humidity exposure, the rigidity in the book, which is, again, will press out nicely. Just take some time. But yeah, having done that, this is easily a fine plus copy, right? Which would put it in the $60 range. We got this for under $2. Think about that. Under $2 for Tales of the Teen Titans 44. You could look at the condition, judge for yourself if you would pay $2. Everybody on this watching this right now would pay $2 for this book. I got for $1.83 US, $2.50 Canadian. The newsstand copy, George Perez, goodness, classic cover there. Woo! I feel like Gambit. Right now. What's that meme quote? I forget the meme quote. It's anyways, a Deadpool meme quote. Yeah, so that's the haul. I mean, we had just a great time, picked up a lot of stuff. I mean, everything on here is on my list. There's not one book I feel like, outside of the Dave Stevens pickup, these are all books we had on the radar and were thinking of picking up anyway. This one was a surprise. This one I had to just get it. It was one of those impulse cover buys. Just because Doom is freaking hot right now, and that is just as dope a John Byrne Doom cover as you're gonna see. But yeah, like a lot of this stuff here, right? Is like this is like I've been telling you these are the books I want to get. Like I told you I didn't want to pay 100 for it. I didn't pay 100 for it. I paid what I pay. I paid essentially 27 Canadian, 20 US dollars for this. For first Psylocke. So yeah, I mean, oh, I did not show one additional book. Oh, that's why it didn't add up. So we paid, yeah. Anyway, we also picked up this book. So I had, you know, that stack that we were calculating. That was $235. We had this book too, so it was actually $245 for the stack that we got down to $220. So was that essentially a $25 discount? I forgot about this book. This is just a classic John Romita Senior cover on this really cool Electric Company Spidey Super Stories. Awesome yellow cover. Again, classic Romita Senior art. That was part of this big bundled lot that we picked up from this vendor. So this vendor had a lot of great stuff. Again, I'm kind of miffed that I should have just done the 7 and then picked up the additional 3, because the lowest book in here would have been what, 15? We could have picked down, well, who knows? It would have been around the same value, maybe. Not going to beat myself over it because we just picked up so much goodness outside of that. So yeah, that's technically part of the haul that I neglected to show off. There's just so many books. If I miss something, I'll try to show it off later. But yeah, so much good stuff. So much stuff that we were targeting and just had on our list, but wasn't available in the shops, or it wasn't too high priced online. Those kinds of issues. You know, I almost pulled a trigger out for like 75 with like shipping and all that. It would have come out to like closer to $100 for a condition that wasn't probably as good as this one. This one, you know, like VF plus for what did we get this for again in Canadian? 50 Canadian, 37 US. But yeah, I mean, these just showing off some of the big books from the haul again for you guys join in late. Boom. Boom. Man, was this an incredible haul. So I hope I didn't disappoint. You know, I build this summer. I mean, up to now, last summer and this summer, kind of on par with the pickups. You know, I did pick up a lot of good stuff last summer. And so I knew it was going to be very difficult to match it. But again, we pick up the Bolin signed Killing Joke first print 9.6. Picked that up for $200. That just got us off on the right foot. So we were, you know, we were halfway there. Picked up a lot of good stuff. But this haul here puts us over the top, because we couldn't secure this book last year. We couldn't pick up. We had some key X-Men books, but you know, that's definitely big. But the big one, yeah, I mean, this is a huge one that we couldn't do it. We couldn't seal the deal last summer, but today or yesterday, this was the last book, like my last Canadian dollar at $70 and some change. I gave him all the bill. I had like, $2 and we did spend the change too on some of the dollar books, but literally this was like my last Canadian dollar that went to again, what is now, this book means so much to me. The fact that my son and I are now enjoying, Generation 1 Transformer cartoons on YouTube for free. Brilliant move by Hasbro, whoever's in charge of that content. Having the kids be able to watch the first 3 seasons of Transformers essentially for free was a brilliant move, because you're just really making it a truly cultural. It's not going to die with my generation. It's here to stay, So love that I can do that with my son. He's gonna hopefully remember. You know what? I remember watching Transformers with my dad on Saturday mornings on YouTube. And he loves Optimus Prime. He loves me being Megatron, he being Optimus, and us battling, and me always getting killed or having to retreat. It's one of those 2 scenarios. But yeah, I mean, obviously my childhood connection to this book to that content, the cartoons, is huge. So to get this one, get all these books, I mean, come on, like, these books are just all freaking love, freaking dopamine for the brain. So we had a little bit of everything, a little bit of Byrne, a little bit of Jim Lee, some, Neil Adams mixed in, a lot of Boland, first Transformers, some classic covers, Dave Stevens, just a little bit of everything from this. And it was $352 well spent, a day well spent. Loved hanging out with Alex. It was just, and again, thank you, Alex, for being such a great host while I was up there. I mean, how much fun I had hanging out and getting all these books yesterday. So I'm just letting my audience know, if you're catching this on the rewind or you're watching, Mike, thanks for joining. Yeah, I hope I didn't disappoint. I know this summer had a lot of pickups and hauls. I am now officially closing up shop for the summer. OTG summer hauls we got one left. It's the biggest one ever on Friday or Thursday, whenever that book arrives. But that's going to be the biggest unboxing unveiling ever. It's our biggest book in the collection now, for sure. And we're gonna unbox it when it gets here. It's gonna be this week. Shipping out Wednesday, so it should be here Thursday or Friday, one of the two. But we'll go live when we unbox it, and then that will officially be sort of the end of the summer pickups until we spend the last. Again, I want to save my last couple of paychecks for the summer. I've still got 2 paychecks coming. It's not going to amount to much, maybe like $400. Yeah, about yeah, $400. Well, about $400. So I kind of want to save that up. I am planning to go to Grit City. But now with this Canadian, I'm telling you, with this Canadian discount, I may just head up to Vancouver again. As long as my wife is down with me doing a day trip up and down. I think Alex is going to be at that show too. So we'll just do it all over again in October, was it? Yeah, they're going to have it in October. It's sooner too. So I don't have to wait. I mean, and if Naman is here, then I'll drive us up. I'll drive us up there and I'll drive us back down. Naman can just chill in the car. But yeah, that Canadian, you cannot ignore that exchange rate. And the fact that you can use your electronic payment now, I don't even have to exchange money. And that was a big mistake. I just basically threw away $20 that we could have just used at the con. I mean, $20 we could have picked up, could have been that Teen Titans 44. Could have picked up a couple more, like key books. So I could have picked up that Alpha Flight, the Canadian variant Alpha Flight. I hope that guy's there. I'm come October, I think we've made our plans. I'm going to put that on my calendar, and I'm going to do my best to make that show because it'll be a weekend. I'll just do the whole day trip thing again. My wife's busy on the weekend, so if it coincides with one of those things where she just wants me out of her hair, then it'll be perfect. Those are rare though. But yeah, I'll just let her know, hey, October, I'm going to spend the rest of my comic budget on that trip, and we'll see if she's down. I'm sure she'll be down. But yeah, I mean, that has me hooked on Canadian shows now. I think we're going to do this next year. Again, I'm planning next year to be the last. I may even be a seller at that show next year. I've got enough boxes to warrant. I mean, I won't make money. It'll just be an opportunity for me to kind of set up there. Well, we'll see. I do want to go and participate. So having to sit there and man my table the entire show would be torture. But if I could split a table with Alex and have her, oh, that'd be unfair to her because she'd have to probably sell my comics for me. But anyway, I do have comics I want to sell. It's getting to the point where I gotta just purge some books, sell them, make room for all the new stuff I'm picking up. But yeah, I mean, right now my Wonder Woman collection feels pretty complete. I've got, all the major ones that I wanted to pick up. There's not all the ones remaining in the Bolin run are books that are not top of mind. They're definitely I see them around. I could pay, $3 to $4 for them. So, they pop up next summer. We should be able to wrap that in a nice bow next summer. Not terribly focused on Bolin Wonder Woman at the moment. Just a couple issues. Action Comics, we got one issue in the burn run. Fantastic Four, we still got a ways to go, but man, I picked up the biggest one in that run, so everything else just feels like, we'll get to it when we get to it. But yeah, for now, we just got to do a lot of organizing and making this. Again, I'm waiting on the bags and boards, but I got some top loaders now. Can't wait to get them into the clear backing boards to give you an example of what it looks like at the end of the day. You get this action here, right? You just get oh wait, there's a Spawn book there. Why did I do that? Here we go. This doesn't have anything on the back. So you get this kind of action, right? You get the back cover, the front cover. That's how to look for all the slabs. Right now I've got them in bags and boards. We got to get the clear backing boards to get this. I even got this double bagged and boarded here. You don't want that. You want to see the back cover of the Hulk. But it is what it is. All right. So yeah, like I said, get this Galactus one up there. That Deadpool cover's been up for a little while. This is for sale, by the way. If you guys anybody wants this, it's for sale. But yeah, that's it. That's it for this whole video. Not much left. Family's getting back on the 5th, September 5th. They're getting back, I think, right? Let me just check here. We just got an update from USPS. Okay, so what just arrived? I think it's the clear backing boards. We'll have the clear backing boards and bags tomorrow. Well, what do you know? That's faster than... It would have been great if it had arrived today, but it's arriving tomorrow instead. So, right? 3/9, that's the... Oh, sorry, no. We're getting our... I'm getting the art books. The Alex Ross and Brian Boland DC art book. Their artwork for DC. Kind of into like this nice collection, hardback. Getting those tomorrow. It looks like the bags and boards will arrive Wednesday. But yeah, so Friday, if I don't get my claim sale delivered by Thursday, that means it's coming on Friday, right? Which means we may have a little bandwidth because, again, I get paid on Friday. I may have a little bandwidth for a small haul. Maybe we'll go to Mill Geek again. The Mill Geek has just been hitting for me. And I think they're refreshing the books more and more now. So, because it seems like a good amount of collectors just go for that, the bargain books. Not just me, but like a lot of people do. So that means they're going through the books, picking up what they want, and they're having to constantly refresh because they keep them pretty packed in terms of what you can hunt. So we may do that on Friday. We'll see. I just really want to focus on that claim sale unboxing, which is, again, I'm going to be unboxing the biggest book of my collecting career. It's a personal grail for me. I'll just call it that. It's my grail. It's a grail book. We'll be unboxing that on Thursday or Friday. So as soon as we get it, I'll share it with you guys. And I've got my fantasy league draft coming up this weekend. This is with my work colleagues, and they're in for a world of hurt. They're in for a world of hurt because I've been out of fantasy football for a long time. I've been out of the NFL for a long time. Geez, last time I was really like paying attention to fantasy football and football was the year the Seahawks went to the Super Bowl, which was 2014. That was the last time. It was the last time I was like interested in football. Yeah, 2013, 2014, right? No. It's a 20. Sorry. Yeah, that year too, but 2015. I think it was the following year when we lost. That was the last time. It was like 2014, 2015 was the heartbreak year. Oh my God. So the goal line interception by Russell Wilson. Worst call in NFL history. You give it to beast mode. That's like what I kept saying. My jaw dropped, and I said, because I was like, it's money. It's money. You just give it to Marshawn, and he walks it in. And they did the most idiotic thing, and that unraveled the entire franchise from there on. We could have had like a, one of those like dynasties, Super Bowl dynasty teams, and Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson TNT that run. But anyway, yeah. So it's been a while since I've done anything in the fantasy football arena. But not to toot my own horn, when I do research and when I focus on doing a fantasy season, you're gonna get my A game. And right now, the A game has $100. Right, my money riding in it is a league fee. So payoff is gonna be big. I think it's like $1,000 payoff. So Daddy wants that money. That's comic book money right there. That for next year. Think what I could get like huge books with $1,000 payoff, and we will know come January. I'll keep you updated. But I already have my draft strategy. I'm not going to share it with you, but I have my draft strategy on what the players we're targeting. Of course, there's no there's no guarantee that any of those players will pan out, but that's in any draft. And I'm leading the comic book community baseball league again this year. I think I'm in first. I was in first all last season too, but I lost in the playoffs. Some of my key players went down. Yeah, they like shut down Ohtani. I had Ohtani on my team last year. They shut him down like when it got irrelevant for the Angels. And also, yeah, like this season, a couple of my players are on the injured list, and it's concerning. Like rolling into the playoffs, you want to be like going in with momentum, and right now I've just been killing it all season, and I'm having the same effect this season. Like my team's not having the fantasy output that it was. But still a couple weeks left to go, and I'm sure I'll take a good look at the waiver wires and see what I have right before the playoffs start, just so that that we're every position is producing. And yeah, hopefully that'll power us through. But I will say this: my initial team that I drafted, it was on auto draft, and I had set some settings, but I got a bunch of players that were kind of selected on my behalf, and I had to do some waiver wire. I had to go to the waiver wire and do some finagling, and we picked up a lot of good. I picked up some closers off the waiver wire, picked up some good starting pitching, so it wasn't terrible. But yeah, like it wasn't a hand-picked team. I didn't live draft for that one. So, but this live draft is coming up this weekend. I am all over that live draft, which is Sunday evening, and I'm telling you, if I get the players that I'm targeting, I think I'm gonna have a pretty good shot of winning this thing. I've just thought out the strategy. There's too many variables with a lot of these like highly ranked. I'm just gonna give you a little glimpse, since you're not in my league. I'll just give you a little glimpse. I'm not. It's a wide receiver league, where receptions are counted. So I do want it. I'm not trying to minimize the importance of having a good receiving core. You want to have a good receiving core. But I think that's a strategy everybody's taking, right? So for me, I feel like I can pick up good value on receivers in the later rounds. And so we're going to focus on other things in the earlier rounds. So that is a strategy I'm just going to use. I'm sure maybe some other people will employ that. There's even one or two guys doing that, then we got a little bit of an issue there, right? We're going to might have to shift the focus at that point. Just pick up the best player on the board. But for the most part, I've got kind of my key players tracked out, regardless of where my draft position is. And I'm confident I can get all those guys and then focus on wide receiver strength in the later rounds. Now, that may blow up in my face, but I don't think it will. I think on a week-to-week basis, you can put in, again, you take a weak offense one day, right? And you put, even if you target like, let's say, a second or third slot receiver for that team who's going up against a weak defense, weak pass defense, weak secondary, that's really kind of like the strategy you should be taking week to week. Whereas like running backs, no, you just want a solid backfield for that. So kind of old school in that sense. I guess it's been so long I played. I don't know how these like new leagues work, to be honest. I didn't take the time to like actually look at how the points are determined. I should probably do that right now. But I'm in the ESPN league, and I mean, how much different can it be? I'm going to take a look at so here we go. My league. Let's see how these points are distributed here. How are they doing this? I want to see league settings. Take me back to league settings. Oops, that wasn't good. Took us out of the whole thing. All right, here we go. Oh, we're doing head-to-head? And it's only half point for a reception. Interesting. All right, so people may be taking the same draft strategy I have. That being said. So obviously, yeah, wide receiver position is going to be very important, but not the thing that'll win you the week, obviously. So let's see, you can have one quarterback, two running backs, three wide receivers, tight end, flex position, and then defensive team, place kicker. You can have 7 bench and then 1 on your injured reserve. So here we go. Passing yards. However, so 1 yard equals 4/10 of a point. Pass touchdown equals 4 points. Interception is -2. 2-point passing conversion, 2. Rushing yards is 1/10 of a yard, which makes sense. So 100 yards, you get 10 points. Rushing touchdown, 6. 2-point conversion rushing is 2 points. Receiving. Okay, so receiving yards is 1/10 of a receiving yard. Reception, half a point. That's big. It's big. Can't ignore that. 6 points for touchdown reception, 2 points for 2-point conversion. Goal miss is a -point. The distance on here, 60+ field goal, is 6 points. 50 or more is 5. 40 or more is 4. 0 to 30 or 0 to 40 is 3. Kickoff returns and all that for special teams, I guess. Defense, they're kind of, I guess, the same. If you pick the Chicago Bears, you're getting the Chicago Bears special teams and defense. All that. So yeah, I mean, it's head-to-head. Interesting. Yeah, that'll make it fun. That'll make it real fun. Who's my week 1 opponent? Who is my week 1 opponent? I guess it's not set up yet. They got to draft and do all that stuff first before schedules come out. Okay. Well, there you go. I don't think my strategy's changed all that much. Obviously, wide receiver position on a good week can win you that. It's important to note, it really comes down to assuming you've got just good, solid, consistent, kind of average quarterback production, running back production. I think that's going to get you over is a really good, wideout core performance. So yeah, if you have 3 primary slot receivers, 3 1 receivers, then you're gonna be faring well. So I've got to really rethink this, because the first round is going to be important. So I'm right now, I think I do have to calibrate my strategy. I think I do have to at least pick up, at least one really solid wideout. Yeah, we'll do it that way. I think running back's depth is pretty deep as well. So yeah. All right. Yeah. Glad we kind of went over that and thinking about it a little bit more now. I hope I win. $1,000, man. $1,000 on comics. You crazy? Are you kidding me? All right. Well, that is it. I'm going to make myself some late dinner and get ready for bed and work tomorrow. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. It's been a lot of fun. You guys can tell this summer's been just full of great pickups, and I really like where my collection is. I know I always say this after I go through a haul or whatever, but now that we have First Transformers, now that I have this book, it really feels like my collection's in a great spot. So just gonna put Diana's gonna replace Red Hulk. She's gonna replace Red Hulk as our piece there. And yeah, thanks for hanging out and stopping in. Keep digging, and we'll see you next one. Again, summer's not over. Got one more big haul, maybe another, last ditch pickup. Might go down to Tacoma and pick some stuff up on Friday. So never say never. I got a couple dollars to our name left, and until I do want to save up for that Canada show. So we are targeting the Canada show now. Plans have changed. Hopefully Naman Hyung's here around that time. We can go up together. If he's not feeling up to it, we don't have to do it. I can go it alone, but it should be fun. All right. Have a great evening, guys. Thanks for hanging out.